Alright, so when you are doing a 2-point perspective drawing from scratch, the first thing you're going to want to do is give yourself a horizon line. You can put it pretty much anywhere on the page. If you have it up top, you get a bird's eye view. If you have the middle, it's mostly an eye level view. And if you have it in the bottom, it's more like an ant's eye view. The second thing you're going to need to do is you'll need to choose where you'll have your vanishing points. You can have them super close together. You can have them far apart. I prefer to have them far apart. Here, okay. Now, when you're doing it, the one thing you'll want to do is have your starting line perpendicular to the horizon line. So you'll want to use your protractor. What you'll do is you'll line it up on the 3 and the 90. Make sure the horizon line is going through both. That way you know it's perpendicular, and then you just pick how long you want it to be. Okay. Now, let's say you're doing one below the horizon line and you want it down further than your protractor goes. So what you can do is you can line it up, okay, lightly give yourself a line to follow, and then you can take your ruler and then go as far down as you really want to be. And then you can erase this guideline, okay? All right, and then let's give ourselves another line on the horizon line so that we can make a box above the horizon line, on the horizon line, and below it, okay? So you're going to first connect the top and the bottom of these lines to your vanishing points. You don't have to make your orthogonals go all the way to the vanishing point. You can just make it however long you want the width of it to be. You can kind of eyeball it. This saves you time for having to erase a lot of lines. Now when you do this, you will want to use a 4H pencil, as it's a lot easier to erase than this number 2 pencil. All right, and then you're going to make sure your endpoint line is perpendicular to your horizon line. What I do is sometimes I do a little cheat and I just line up my ruler with my starting line, and that gives me a perfect thing right here. And then you're going to connect it to other vanishing points, both of these sides, this side and that side. I'm only going to do the bottom line because you're not going to see the top of the box because it's above the horizon line. Okay, so that's a box above the horizon line. Let's do this one on the horizon line. So again, you're going to do the bottom and the top of the line, going to both vanishing points. Okay. If you want it to go all the way to the vanishing point, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. And then you pick how wide you want it to be. If you want it wider than what your ruler is, you can just make sure the 3 and the 90 both line up with the horizon line. That way you know it's perpendicular to the horizon line. And because it's on the horizon line, you're not going to see the top and you're not going to see the bottom, so you're done. All right, and last but not least, let's do one below the horizon line. So again, you connect both the top and the bottom of the starting line to both vanishing points. Take your time with this, make sure it's all correct. Doing it right the first time is a lot easier than having to backtrack. Alright, then you pick how wide you want your side to be. Make sure that line is perpendicular to the horizon line. And then because it's below the horizon line, we only have to do the top lines going to the opposite vanishing point. So when you do a 2-point perspective on your own, you make a box above the horizon line, on the horizon line, and below it, it should look something like